Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel for new famous motivation book in all over the world. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, first published in 1997, co-authored with Sharon Lechter, is one of the most influential personal finance books ever written. It has sold over 40 million copies worldwide and continues to shape how millions think about money, work, and wealth in 2026. Core message of the book explained simply. The book is not a traditional how-to finance guide with step-by-step investment formulas. Instead, it's a mindset shift told through Kiyosaki's childhood stories. Robert Kiyosaki had two fathers. Poor Dad, his biological father, highly educated PhD, government employee, high salary, but always struggled financially. He believed in the traditional path: go to school, get good grades, get a safe job, save money, and avoid risk. Rich Dad, his best friend Mike's father, an 8th grade dropout who became one of the richest men in Hawaii through business and investing. He taught, the rich don't work for money, money works for them. The central lesson: your financial future depends more on your financial mindset and literacy than on how much money you earn. Schools teach you how to work for money, but not how to make money work for you. Kiyosaki emphasizes financial intelligence, understanding how money flows, cash flow, the difference between assets and liabilities, and building wealth through assets that generate income even while you sleep. Key definition. Most important concept in the book. Asset. Something that puts money in your pocket even when you're not working. Examples: rental properties, businesses, stocks that pay dividends, royalties. Liability. Something that takes money out of your pocket. Examples: your personal home mortgage, maintenance, taxes, car loans, credit card debt, luxury items that depreciate. Rich people acquire assets. Poor and middle-class people acquire liabilities and often mistake them for assets, like thinking their big house or expensive car makes them wealthy. The book argues that the rat race, working harder for more money than spending it all on liabilities and taxes, traps most people. The rich focus on building asset columns that produce passive income. Detailed, chapter-by-chapter explanation. The book has an introduction and roughly -9 main sections depending on the edition, built around 6 core lessons plus practical advice. Here is a deep breakdown in simple, natural language, perfect for reading aloud or understanding deeply. Introduction and Chapter 1. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The rich don't work for money. Story. 9-year-old Robert and his friend Mike ask how to get rich. Poor Dad says, study hard and get a good job. Rich Dad offers to teach them, but pays them only 10 cents an hour for hard work in the hot sun. The boys almost quit, but Rich Dad uses this to teach the first lesson. Deep explanation. Most people, poor and middle class, work for money out of fear of not having enough and greed, wanting more stuff. This creates the rat race. Earn, pay bills, taxes, work harder for raises, spend more. The rich have money work for them through assets that generate cash flow. They focus on financial freedom, not just high income. Key takeaway: don't chase money. Learn to make money chase you. The poor work for money, the rich make money work for them. Modern Relevance 2026. With inflation, job instability, and AI changing work, this lesson is even stronger. A high salary alone doesn't protect you if you don't control your cash flow. Chapter 2. Why Teach Financial Literacy? Deep explanation. Schools teach almost nothing about money, accounting, investing, taxes, or cash flow. This lack of financial literacy keeps people trapped. Rich Dad taught the boys to read financial statements and understand the difference between assets and liabilities using simple diagrams: income statement and balance sheet. Core Rule #1. You must know the difference between an asset and a liability, and buy assets. Rich people focus on their asset column, things that generate income. Poor and middle-class people focus on their income column, job, and buy liabilities that drain them: big houses, fancy cars they think are assets. Why it works: cash flow is king. If something puts money in your pocket monthly, it's an asset. If it takes money out, it's a liability, even if society calls it an investment like your primary residence. Application: track your personal cash flow. Ask every purchase, will this put money in or take money out? Chapter 3. Mind your own business. Deep explanation. Most people work for someone else's business, their employer, and spend their paycheck on liabilities. Kiyosaki says, focus on building your own asset column, even while you have a job. Mind your own business means prioritizing your personal wealth building over climbing the corporate ladder. Key idea: the owner of McDonald's doesn't just make money from burgers. They own the real estate assets under the franchises too. Takeaway: keep your day job for cash flow, but aggressively acquire assets, rental properties, businesses, intellectual property, stocks that will eventually replace your salary. Chapter 4. The History of Taxes and the Power of Corporations. Deep explanation. Taxes are the biggest expense for most people. Poor Dad paid high taxes as an employee. Rich Dad used corporations. The Rich Dad's secret to legally reduce taxes and protect assets. Corporations allow you to earn, spend, and then pay taxes. Rich strategy versus earn, pay taxes, then spend. Poor middle-class strategy. Lesson: the rich use corporations and tax laws to their advantage. Learn basic corporate structures, even simple LLCs or S-corps in many countries. 2026. Note: tax laws evolve, but the principle of using legal entities for protection and optimization remains powerful. Chapter 5. The Rich Invent Money. Deep explanation. The rich don't need a lot of money to make more money. They use financial intelligence and creativity. Opportunities are everywhere if you train your mind to see them. Kiyosaki shares stories of buying undervalued properties or creating businesses with little capital. Key skills of financial intelligence. Accounting: understand numbers. Investing money: making money. Understanding markets. The law: taxes, corporations. Takeaway: money is abundant for those who know how to create or spot opportunities. The rich invent money by solving problems creatively. Chapter 6. Work to learn. Don't work for money. Deep explanation. Don't choose jobs for salary or security alone. Choose jobs to learn skills: sales, marketing, investing, management, leadership. Rich Dad encouraged the boys to work in different areas to gain broad experience rather than specializing too early in one high-paying but limiting role. Takeaway: work to learn, not just to earn. The skills you gain become your greatest assets. Chapter 7: Overcoming Obstacles. Deep explanation. 5 main obstacles block financial success. 1. Fear of losing money leads to playing it safe. 2. Cynicism, doubting opportunities. 3. Laziness, avoiding hard work or learning. 4. Bad habits, poor spending, saving. 5. Arrogance, thinking you know everything, prevents learning. Solution: use fear and greed as motivators instead of letting them control you. Develop emotional intelligence around money. Chapter 8: Getting Started, and Chapter 9, in some editions. Deep explanation. Practical steps to begin. Pay yourself first, save, invest before paying bills. Control your expenses and focus on assets. Use good debt to buy assets versus bad debt. Invest in financial education continuously. Take action. Start small. Learn from mistakes. The 10th of October 10 rule or similar ideas: give 10% to charity, 10% to savings investments, live on 80%, etc. Variations exist. Kiyosaki stresses, action beats perfection. Start acquiring assets today, even if small. Overall key lessons, deep summary. 1. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them via assets. 2. Financial literacy is more important than academic education for wealth. 3. Focus on your own asset column, not just your job. 4. Understand taxes and use corporations wisely. 5. Develop financial intelligence to spot and create opportunities. 6. Work to learn skills that make you wealthy. 7. Overcome internal obstacles, fear, cynicism, etc. 8. Start now, pay yourself first, control spending, buy assets, and take action. Modern relevance and criticisms in 2026. Strengths: the mindset shift, assets versus liabilities. Financial education, cash flow focus remains extremely powerful and timeless. Many successful investors and entrepreneurs credit the book with changing how they think about money. Criticisms: some stories are simplified or debated. Kiyosaki has faced questions about the exact identity of Rich Dad. It downplays systemic issues, economy, access to capital, and emphasizes personal responsibility. Real estate and good debt advice: worked well in certain markets but carries risks in high interest or recessionary periods. Some readers note it motivates but lacks ultra-specific how-to steps for beginners. Despite this, the core principles, especially distinguishing true assets from liabilities and building passive income, are still highly relevant amid inflation, job changes, and economic uncertainty in 2026. How to apply the book today. Track your cash flow. List all income and expenses. Identify what truly puts money in versus takes it out. Build assets. Start small. Dividend stocks, index funds, rental property if possible, side businesses, or digital products. Pay yourself first. Automatically transfer money to investment savings before bills. Continuous learning. Read financial statements, study taxes, take courses on investing. Mindset shift. When spending, ask, is this an asset or liability? This book pairs well with Think and Grow Rich Mindset plus Desire and Practical Investing books. Many people read it multiple times. Each reading reveals deeper layers. If you want a shorter read-aloud script, focus on one chapter, e.g., Assets versus Liabilities or Persistence Comparison with Andrew Schreier, Think and Grow Rich. Actionable worksheet for assets liabilities. Voice narration style version. Or comparison with. Just tell me. The real power of Rich Dad, Poor Dad comes from taking action on the lessons, not just reading. Start by reviewing your own cash flow this week.